But why? Why do this? I don't understand. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about NASCAR President Steve Phelps denouncing the Let's Go Brandon chant. Now, I don't understand why he would do something like this because, first of all, you can't really stop chants from being in the crowd, okay? If you ever been to any kind of pro football game, basketball game, any kind of pro sports game, even college or maybe even high school, whatever, there's going to be chants in the crowd, and you really can't do much to try and stop it. And really, quite frankly, if you try to do something like this, that just kind of fans the flames even more. Because now it's like, okay, you telling me I can't do it? Well, I'm like a little kid. I'm going to go out there and do it because you said I couldn't do it, right? If you tell a 5-year-old, hey, do not put your hand in the cookie jar and turn your back, he'll be covered in chocolate chip cookies. That's kind of what's going to go on, right? That'll be the same thing here with the Let's Go Brandon chant. Now, you guys know where the chant comes from. What happened was at a NASCAR event, this guy named Brandon, I don't know his last name, sorry, he won his race. And after the race, the reporter, I think her name is Kelly, she was interviewing him, but the crowd in the back were saying, F Joe Biden over and over. And during the interview, she kind of stopped and she was like, oh, the crowd is chanting. And then right when she paused and he paused and there was no sound, the crowd said, F Joe Biden. And she was like, oh, let's go Brandon. That's what they're chanting in the crowd. It's like, no, they're not saying let's go Brandon. They're saying F Joe Biden. But because of that moment, it just started the whole let's go Brandon thing. And now you can't stop it. Now you got my man Ron DeSantis calling the Biden administration the Brandon administration. So, I mean, it's too much. You can't stop it. But NASCAR, they're trying to put a bottle on it. Now, let's get to this article because there's some things I want to read here. This is on Breitbart.com. Link will be in the description box below as always. And you see what this headline here says. It says, NASCAR denounces Let's Go Brandon. An unfortunate situation. Why is it unfortunate? What's the problem, right? Okay, it says a popular anti-Joe Biden Let's Go Brandon chant has been denounced by the very sport from which it came. Now, I'm going to say this right quick, just a moment. Yes, it started as an anti-Joe Biden chant, but it's also kind of like anti-media because in media, they keep saying things that aren't true over and over again. So let's go Brandon. And anytime you say something that's just false, a lie from up high from the ivory tower media establishment, let's go Brandon. That's pretty much how I feel. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments. It says, according to NASCAR President Steve Phelps, the Let's Go Brandon chant has created a, quote, unfortunate situation that the sport will not condone. So what you going to do? You going to try to police chants at a NASCAR crowd? Is that what we're going to do? Really? In a sport where you can have a crash that could kill you? I mean, is that what we're going to do? I hope not. Because if you try to do that, it's not really going to work out too well, in my humble opinion. Quote, it's an unfortunate situation, and I feel for Brandon. I feel for Kelly, Phelps told Fox News on Friday. I think, unfortunately, it speaks to the state of where we are as a country. We do not want to associate ourselves with politics, the left or the right. Now, that's very interesting how he would say something like that. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back here for a moment. That's very interesting because I remember when Bubba Smouye, what's his name? Bubba Wallace. Remember him? The guy that said, oh, it's a NASCAR. It's a noose in my stall at Talladega. And they're trying to say that, because I'm mixed black and white, that I'm the N-word. Like, it was a whole big thing. The federales came down there. I mean, if you had that much attention to some real crimes that are going on, if you sent as many feds that came to Bubba Smouye's stall at Talladega, you'd be able to end the border crisis. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, Bubba Smouye had a whole BLM car, okay? So, I mean, we can have that at NASCAR, but we can't have Let's Go Brandon. Is that what we're saying? Because, if that's what it is, then that's fine. But, you got I Can't Breathe, Black Lives Matter. That's fine to have on a car. Now, we're not trying to ask for a Let's Go Brandon car, although that'd be lit. That'd be perfect. We're not asking for that. We're just saying, hey, let's just chant that in the crowd. But you got a whole BLM card right here, and it's okay. I just don't understand. It's kind of weird. I think maybe it's more about you don't want to insult Joe Biden. So that's why you're saying it. It's not even about politics. Let's be clear, because this is political, 100% political. And don't say it's not. It's very political. I think it's more about insulting Joe Biden. That's the problem. You don't want to get on Joe Biden's bad side because you don't want to have the federales try to put pressure on you. That's what's going on. If that's what's happening, just say that. Don't say that it's some kind of, you don't want to be political. That's not reality. But we're going back here. Going further, Phelps said that NASCAR will, quote, pursue whoever misuses the organization's logo by associating it with Let's Go Brandon. So basically, they're trying to say anybody making merch that has any kind of NASCAR stuff on it, like that's part of their actual brand and trademark, then they'll go after you. I have Let's Go Brandon merch, link in the box. Check it out right now, ablmerch.com, shameless plug. I designed it myself with no NASCAR branding. So we could say Let's Go Brandon and they can't do nothing about it. That's what's going to happen, right? And they continue. We will pursue whoever is using logos and get that stuff. That's not okay. It's not okay that you're using our trademarks illegally, regardless of whether we agree with what the position is. I mean, any kind of, you'll see T-shirts and stuff like that at any kind of event that have NASCAR stuff on it. They don't really care unless you're making a lot of money on it or if you're doing a thing that they don't like. And it's like at a mass high level. That's really what it is. The Let's Go Brandon phenomenon sparked. Yeah, I already read that. Already, explaining to you right there. But the thing about it, what they're saying right here, it's a vulgar free way of expressing disdain. Yeah, it's definitely family friendly. So rather than saying F Joe Biden, because people don't like what Joe Biden's what he got going on. So they could just say F Joe Biden, but they say, nah, we're going to be family friendly and say, Let's Go Brandon. So that's probably the better solution, correct? Now the normies on the left, they think it's some kind of terrorist attack against Joe Biden. And these are the same ones that said, lock Donald Trump up, F Donald Trump. There was a song called F Donald Trump that was on the Billboard for many weeks by YG, the same guy that had that anti-Asian song. What was that? Meet the Flockers, where he was detailing how to break into an Asian person's home and rob them while they're not there to burglarize them. So here's what the Washington Post said about the particular chant. They said it's clear that after 9 months in office, Biden, or at least where he represents, is increasingly becoming an object of hatred to many Trump supporters. The vitriol partly reflects Trump's own repeated baseless claims that Biden is a usurper, depriving him of his rightful claim to the presidency, and partly stems from Biden's actions that Republicans deplore, from his spending plans to his immigration policies. I mean, these people, they love Trump. They say they hate Trump, but they love him. They miss Trump more than people that voted for Trump do, because it's not even about Trump. It's not even about him. It's about Joe Biden and what he's doing. Okay. If the person in office right now was doing a good job, then this wouldn't be a thing, but he's not doing a good job. Look at the southern border. Look at the crazy inflation going on right now. Look at all the supply chain shortages that are happening. Look at the labor shortages happening. Look at the gas price. They're trying to shut down oil pipelines and stuff like that. He's not doing a good job. He doesn't even know where he is, who he is, or what's going on. That's why the Let's Go Brandon chant is happening. And also to attack you guys in the media who say untrue things about us. Not even asking us what's going on. You just look at it from your ivory tower in the sky and opine about what's happening without having the real reality of the situation. But they continue. Yet the anger also demonstrates how a political party or cause often needs an enemy, a target of vilification that can unite its adherents. That sounds very familiar, doesn't it? It sounds so familiar. Orange Man Bad, remember that whole thing? Trump derangement syndrome sounds very familiar, doesn't it? But they'll continue. And in this case, one refracted through the harshness, norm breaking, and vulgarity of the Trump era. I mean, give it a break, like for real. Again, this article is in the box, and I'll put all my sources in the box below. But they got to give it a break. I mean, for real, Trump's not here. Biden's there. Biden is overseas farting in front of dignitaries and whatnot. I mean, that's the guy you got to worry about. He's not doing a good job. We're expressing our malcontent. That's really what it is. Okay. When people said F Donald Trump, the media didn't say, oh, it's because the people that don't like Donald Trump don't like him because he is the anti-Obama. They didn't really mention Obama. They just said, well, Trump is the bad guy. Trump is the racist. Trump is this. Trump is that. So why can't it be the same thing for us? We could just say Biden is this, Biden is that, without having to mention someone else and placing the blame on them for what this guy's doing. But as I close, I want to say this. Let's go, Brandon. Shout out to everybody out there that's chanting it. Chant it wherever you at. And I think it's a great way. It's great to have kids do it and everybody else because it's family friendly. I don't curse. So you can say it with your kids. You can say it with your Mima and everybody else and everybody. You can say it in church. It's that friendly. And it's really about expressing disdain for the current administration, what they're doing, and also for the mainstream media lying on all of us all the time. And everything else lying about as well that I won't get into right now. So I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about NASCAR trying to disavow the Let's Go Brandon chant? You think they're going to really respect that? You think they're really going to comply with that? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's a political thing that they're doing. They say they don't want to be political, but they are being political because they don't want to insult Joe Biden. Now, if it was something like Black Lives Matter, having a race car like that, then it's fine. If they were to bring a Donald Trump or a Joe Biden to NASCAR to do some kind of, ceremonial act, then it wouldn't be a thing because they're not brought there with the purpose of insulting them. Okay. But when you insult somebody by saying, let's go Brandon, then, oh, we can't have that. We can't have our brand associated with insulting the president. That's what it is. Like, let's not play games with words and give these PR statements. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of what's happening, and then we can work with that. You might even be able to get some understanding if you were honest, but because of the inherent political nature of what they're doing, then they can't be honest because politicians love to lie. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.